everybody. It's the Blizzard King. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
Well, I be damn. Look who done come up in here.
Hey, it's Kunta Kinte and Ebola.
Famine and blood diamond.
Auto theft is up in the city. Carjacking is up. Robbing is up in the city. But check this out though. If you're in the car by yourself, make sure you got your mirrors adjusted. Make sure you stay alert. Cause it's up in the city. Carjacking is up, man. And if you got somebody in the car with you, riding with you, 1, 2, 3, or 4 people, everybody can't have their head down in their phone. Everybody can't be sitting right there counting their money. Motherfuckers can't be sleeping. Motherfuckers got to be alert out here. And you got to keep that tool on you. The dirty one, the legal one, keep that tool on you. Keep your eyes open. Watch these streets with a third eye.
Them victims, this shit happen. I mean, folks always be talking about how bad Memphis is and blah, 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 blah. Like, if you go outside, you just gonna get shot. Man, it don't work like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, the people that's getting shot on, I ain't saying everybody, because you always some innocent victims that shit happened to. But 9 times out of 10, man, the people that's getting shot is the people that's involved in shit. You see what I'm saying? Why just ain't going to slide on you because you going to the grocery store, man? Like, come on, man. Memphis is not the greatest, but it's not the worst either, man. There's some spots in the M, man, where you can just go and you just be cool, man. Hey, man, say, man, let's make Memphis great again. Believe it. Kenny Kane, baby, the Bop way, baby. Bop, man.
What up, law-abiding citizens? Look at this shit. Most dangerous cities in the world. Look who the fuck first. Fucking Memphis. Number 10 in the world. Not the United States. Or the world, Craig. And I know why. It's because of us. And we gotta fix this shit. We gotta fix it. This don't make no sense. Crime index. We ain't got 1 million people. We number 10 in the world. Then a lot of y'all get y'all monkey ass on here and say, oh, Memphis ain't the only place it's bad at. Fuck out of here. It's above Baltimore. It's above Detroit. It's above St. Louis. It's above Oakland. It's above Milwaukee. It's above New Orleans. It's above Chicago. It's above Philadelphia. It's above Atlanta. It's above... Listen, man, don't talk to me, nigga. We gotta fix it. Memphis. Fuck everywhere else. We gotta work on Memphis.
I didn't want to be the one to say this, but it needs to be said because it's something, you know, that we have to accept, and it's a hard fact. And one of the things about Memphis that went terribly wrong is we as citizens and our leadership, we just simply got comfortable with crime. We sat here and ignored it for so long. It's like a bad tooth. It just got worse and worse and worse and worse until finally we had to get some help. The help we got, some people think we got help from a bad doctor, which would be, you know, National Guard coming in. And others think, well, as long as you get the tooth pulled. I mean, how do we come together as one on this issue? Because what I'm not liking is the fact that people are arguing back and forth on both sides. And there's been criticism, you know, criticizing each other about what each other believe. You got to ignore some things, find common ground so we can stay united. Don't divide, stay united. Find a common ground that's going to benefit both of us because all these issues that are coming up now, I'm glad they're up because now we get a chance to work on these issues. We got to get back into our communities. Right now, while everything is at a standstill and people are afraid to move around or whatever, but they was afraid at first. People were leaving out their house, looking over their shoulder everywhere they go. So let's not deny that there was a crime problem no matter how it got there. If it come from lack of education, if it come from lack of funding, it still ended up being crime. So we can all say crime was an issue. So let's stop playing like it wasn't.
I'm from Memphis, and I gotta be quiet, bro, because I'm literally in Castella Heights, one of the most dangerous places in South Memphis. In Memphis, you do not, I had to tuck in my chain, twin. You do not want to be caught up over here. They got thousands of homicides. Like, I'm literally being quiet because in Castella Heights, bro, you don't come over here. This is the most dangerous places, bro. They will shoot you for no reason. They will rob you for no reason. Like, bro, they literally raking in 100 homicides a day, and I'm not trying to be the 101. Let me get up out of here, bro. This is Castella Heights. Let me get up out of here. Everybody be quiet, bro. I'm literally at Cane Creek. This is where Mr. Brr himself, like literally, bro, you do not want to get caught over here, bro. I don't even supposed to be over here, bro, but Mr. Brr himself is literally gonna brr somebody out here, bro. Cane Creek, one of the most dangerous apartments in Memphis. You do not want to be caught up over here. Shh, I gotta hurry up and leave, y'all, but literally don't come over here, bro. I'm telling you, it's dangerous. From Memphis, and I gotta be quiet, bro, because I'm at King Gates, bro. You think, like, why they call it King Gates? Like, you literally gonna meet the king at the gates. Like, bro, this apartment literally get 1,000 homicides, 700. Like, they just bad, bro. You're not gonna survive long. Like, they literally kill a person every 33 seconds over here. Like, that's why I'm not in there. Like, I'm really outside the facility, and I can get murked just by even standing over here, twin. Like, King Gates, you do not want to play. This is Memphis. Do not visit. I promise, twin. You're gonna meet the king, literally. Twin, it literally says no trespassing for a reason, twin. Like, literally, they got bullet holes. Twin, stop playing with them, bro. Stop playing with them. You gotta be quiet, though. You know what I'm saying? Let me run back to the car, y'all. Let me run back. I'm from Memphis. And, twin, you want to be very quiet. Don't ever think this is where your God is from. This is Riz Chris. Don't ever think that this hood will not get active. They will literally smoke your ass. I'm talking about, they haven't had a couple killings in a couple hours, but trust me, bro, they will get active and they will get on your ass. This is Riz Crest Apartments. This is apartments that you do not want to be caught lacking in. You do not want to even walk in this gate. You do not even want to look at it. Just go on Google Maps and go look at Riz Crest. Do not come here. Many have made it in, and many will not come out of this motherfucker. So let me hurry up and get the fuck up out of here. Bro, I'm literally over here with a Riz Crest sign. This is where yo got it from. Like, bro, I swear, you ain't like, I'm risking my life literally right now, twin. Like, right now, I'm really risking my life. Hey, fam, hey, you can't be over here recording this shit, fool. Nah, I was just trying to shoot a video about Riz Crest and stuff. Nah, this ain't even the place for this shit, fool, man. Where you from? You from around? Yeah, I'm from the Bay. I'm from the Bay. Down anyway? Yeah. I can't shoot. I'm just trying to shoot a little video on TikTok. Nah, I'm just trying to shoot a video on TikTok. Bro, man, you can't be over here with this shit, bro. I gotta get you up out of here, bro. You said, go this way? Yeah, you drove up in them motherfuckers, you walked up in them motherfuckers. I ain't kind of like walking up. Everything good, dog? I can't shoot no video real quick? Yeah, nah, we ain't doing this shit. Still get active out here, man. They still get active out here, bro. Look at this. Crazy, man. Gotta get up out of here. Oh, shit, you gotta get up out of this motherfucker, bro. You gotta get up out of here. He finna knock some shit down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the broadcast. I have some video footage I want you all to check out. And it's basically black people in these different towns like DC and Memphis who have experienced the results of Donald Trump's so-called National Guard invasion. And surprisingly, you got a lot of people who seem to appreciate what the man has done. I mean, it is what it is. So let's check these videos out. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, Dennis Spurling Podcast, of course, and then go check out my Law and Legacy channel where we're going to explore this and other legal topics a lot more. And as you see, I'm live from my backyard, just enjoying my morning. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. But I have some very interesting predictions. I think there are going to be many people who are going to say, oh, no, that'll never happen. But we're living in a time where never happened seems to be happening every day. So you all check this out. I'll be right back. Check these videos out.
Might be formal martial law, but it is de facto martial law. I bet you 90% of the people in Memphis and Shelby County, and you can ask 90% of the students in Memphis.
Where the midterms?
That they would, where the midterms. Ask them where the midterms, but moreover, ask them what's the difference between experiencing martial law and experiencing what it's like to be driving down the street in black neighborhoods, knowing at any given moment you could be pulled over for what the elders used to be calling driving while black.
What's really disconcerting is that it is conditioning us to yield. And so that's the thing that follows. At the end of the day, we're all being told what not to do, what we need to carry, and all of that is just preparing and conditioning you to yield your rights, your privileges, all of that. Next,
I think it's layered and it's complicated because, one, I think the outside perspective of Memphis is dangerous. People don't understand the day-to-day lives in Memphis. Right. So I like these moments that we're doing now where people are able to just see us casually having conversations as intellectuals on campus at our jobs, because you would think that we were under like gunshots as we're working, let people talk about Memphis. I'm still nervous because, again, with racial profiling being legal, and then with, I'm just going to go ahead and say this, as a black queer person, I have relationships with multiple people on multiple levels of Memphis life. So no matter what happens, whether we're talking about this saturating of space or even these traffic stops, more than likely people I know are being affected by this, you know. So that's why I'm kind of still wondering, who y'all looking for, and how long gonna take y'all to find them? And if the police ain't found them in all this time, what makes you think y'all gonna pop up on the scene and go on the right alley and there they are?
This is not even the gift of those who made sacrifices before us. All of the folks who know this journey ahead of these young people, they are literally standing on the shoulders of that and don't realize it. So they don't fully see what is headed their way, because they have been so blessed so long and assumed, however, that I think the assumption is that the elders and the ancestors just kind of rolled over. And what they're going to discover is no, they didn't. And if you don't recognize what they did to not have rolled over, then you finna be rolled over on. Now that's my tension.
Our duty to inform them and educate them and challenge them and give them the contextual histories. And so
that's right.
I know that's happening in pockets. And I'm not saying that at any point in this institution's history or any institution's history it happened campus-wide and collectively. But at the end of the day, it is part of our responsibility to do that. And I know some of that is happening. And to your point, Dr. Ross, I think folks don't know what they have won until they have lost it.
Well, you can't sleep on it. Because the ones on the other side, they ain't sleeping. They've been plotting for decades.
Ooh, with the master plan.
Man, it's crazy how basically all the YNs in Memphis then went into hiding. Y'all been terrorizing the city for years. Walking around with Dracos and everything, with a standard clip, with drums and everything, with switches, all in the corner stores and everything. Basically, man, acting like y'all the toughest thing in the world. Now that these National Guards and FBI agents and these folks down here, y'all hiding. Now they terrorizing the old folks who trying to get to work, who really ain't doing nothing at all. But y'all is the ones who need to be, man, caught. But y'all in the house playing the game now. I don't see no YNs out here with basically no ski masks on no more. I don't see, man, nobody walking around with Dracos and choppers. I don't see none of that going on. None of it. So now they gotta go to the next best thing and start messing with the old heads about these, man, tags. Now that's a crime. I get it, it's a crime. But the people who need to be caught up is y'all YNs. Y'all been terrorizing Memphis, Tennessee for years. Terrorizing the city. Stealing cars. Breaking in folks' houses. Walking around like y'all real killers. Now, the killers is here. And y'all scared. Y'all went into hiding. You ain't seen them. I ain't seen them at all. Man, that's ridiculous as mother, bro. I ain't been seeing them at all, bro. I ain't been seeing them. All these tough females who going to go meet up and go fight and doing that, I ain't been seeing no fights. I ain't been seeing no fights in Memphis. None. And I want y'all to, after these folks leave, to stay in the house. Don't come out terrorizing, going on Beale Street, shooting up Beale Street and everything. Don't even do it. Don't do it. Because y'all shaky. Y'all talk all that mess and all these raps and everything like y'all the toughest thing in the world. Like y'all really out here like a poo shiesty. But y'all ain't shiesty. Y'all don't got nothing going on. Y'all need to just stay in the house. Retire y'allself. Hang up y'all Dracos. Hang up y'all switches. Hang up y'all ski masks. Put them up. Because this was y'all time to shine. While these folks down here, y'all supposed to basically stood 10 toes down, but y'all did. So it look like y'all need to hang it up. Hang it up. Hang it up. Don't come back outside. Y'all is retired from the streets. Rejected from the streets. Like for real. It's over for y'all.
If you're a gang member in Memphis, Tennessee, you better retire right now because the feds have just unleashed 200 federal agents in your city. This is called the Memphis Safe Task Force. They released 200 federal agents, FBI, DEA, ATF, all that. They're trying to make the city of Memphis safer, so they're releasing all these agents to take over and stop crime. They already started arresting people and getting gritty. You might be thinking you're selling to the home, you're selling to a customer, whole time you're going to be selling to an FBI agent. Over 200 agents are in your city right now. So anything you got going on in Memphis, anything, just stop. The mayor is mad. He said this is an invasion of the public. But the feds don't give a fuck. They're tired. They're tired of Memphis being a shithole, so they're there to control shit. No, it might lead to racial profiling, so a lot of people in the community are scared about that. That might target black neighborhoods and just start attacking people. You know how it go, man. The normal shit. This is nothing new. My question is, damn, the feds can actually just come into a city even if the mayor doesn't ask and just start controlling shit? So who really runs the city? Does the mayor run the city, or does fucking Washington, D.C. run the city? My main problem with this is that we're not solving the root issue. We're talking about drugs, guns, and this is all product from poverty. Why don't we try to fix Memphis, get Memphis out of poverty, and we won't have these occurrences? Instead, it's just like political shadow, like, oh yeah, we went to Memphis and we stopped all these violent offenders and shit like that, and all these people buying guns and shit. Well, that doesn't change shit. The next people up are just gonna buy guns too. Like, what the fuck? Instead, we could, you know, enrich the communities, get the, you feel me, the vibes to change from killing and shit to, okay, let's make this money, okay, there's opportunity, okay, this, that, and the third. But this just looks like a political psyop, if you ask me. What problems are this really solving? But hey, man, let me know what you think. Do you guys think this is a good idea or a bad idea? And what do you think the outcome would be? Do you think the community will get better or worse? This is Why in Politics, man. Stay tapped in for more.
Young guys of Memphis, I don't want no smoke before I say this. Why y'all in the house now? Y'all out here been spinning on your blocks, sliding on your ops and everything else, giving them all the energy. The National Guard is down there. Want all the smoke now. They want all the energy, and they're down here harassing regular citizens, regular 9 to 5, regular people that are just trying to go to work and have a survive through this economy. But y'all didn't went in the house and start playing PlayStation, Call of Duty, eating up all your old lady, Zuzus and Wham. She ready to get your corn feet funky ass up off her couch and send your ass back out there on the block and get that money, because that's what all you been doing. Standing in a motherfucking local liquor store with your ski mask on, won't let nobody actually come in there and actually shop at that local liquor store because you act like you own it. So I don't want no smoke when I tell y'all this. Come back outside with that same energy. They want to slide on y'all. They got some energy for y'all. They gonna show you what it is. I'm just being honest, y'all. So y'all been so tough and so mayhem, and I don't want no smoke because all y'all elevator screws don't even rise all the way to the top to a little bit because y'all motherfuckers crazy. I'm just being honest with you. But at the same time, y'all need to go and come back out because the regular citizens of Memphis just regular trying to get to work, trying to do their own thing, but y'all done ran in the house. So had that same energy y'all had all summer. That's just my opinion. That's just being honest. Citizens of Memphis will let you know.
Let me say this too, for everybody who's back with me, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you contribute to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal if you learn something. If you do, that's cool. Other than that, man, look, you cannot rehabilitate a city that's rampant with crime, okay? And I'm saying all that to say because there's going to be a lot of people who say, oh, no, the National Guard and police in black neighborhoods is not going to change the crime rate. Yes, it is, okay? Because unless you get rid of the actual crime so that you have a time and peace, and then the people who would otherwise commit the crime realize that that's not an avenue, that's a straight up dead end street with some harsh realities at the end of it, then they still will use crime as an option, okay, to escape. In other words, once they realize, okay, we can't do the YN stuff, we can't do the dope game anymore, that's over, well, what else is there? At that point, when they realize they don't have any other options, or those options have such a harsh penalty, then they'll go to something else. But for the most part, people will always take what they perceive to be the easy out. So, you know, these people saying that having this National Guard crackdown with this heavy law enforcement, whether we're talking about Chicago, Detroit, LA, San Diego, well, whatever city you're talking about, Atlanta even, those people saying, no, it won't work. Well, what's the alternative? Continue trying to do what we're doing, what we've been doing. You're trying to rehabilitate people while at the same time you're trying to rehabilitate them in a crime-ridden area where people aren't even safe to go to basic training. You know, how I'm trying to get to training, I can't go to training because I can't leave my house after a certain time period. I don't feel safe even operating in my community. That's not gonna work. So, you know, despite what these so-called sociologists and people think, unfortunately, when you're dealing with hard people, you gotta you know, use a hard hand. And yeah, there's gonna be some fallout. And I just want Black Americans to realize, you know, at this particular point, and as I said, and I'm gonna say it again, and I've said it 100 times if I said it once, we're always on the menu. For those of you all who don't think that we were gonna ever be targeted by Trump, well, this is it. This is that Black fatigue manifesting. At some point, you know, white supremacy racism always kicks up his head. Now, the truth is, yeah, we have a YN problem. It's not as bad as it used to be because you have the vast majority of people who live, Black people who live above the poverty line. All right, it's only 17% of Black people who live below the poverty line. Contrast that with what was going on in 1960, 1965, where 60% of Black people live below the poverty line. So the streets don't even run the Black community. Most of the Black community at this point is upper middle class, lower middle class, but middle class nonetheless. We're not poor people anymore. We got 1.7 million millionaires. We have over $1 trillion in spending power every year. If we were a nation on our own, I mean, we'd be one of the top 20 wealthiest nations if we just took Black people alone. So this is what we're dealing with. But the bottom line, look, there is going to be some fallout. There's going to be some Black people who get caught up in some sweeps. There's going to be some innocent Black people who get caught up in some sweeps. But at the end of the day, the YN problem is something that we haven't dealt with, and it's something that we've exacerbated. We catered to this gang culture. We catered to this thug culture. And now here we are having to deal with it. So, you know, my whole point is this, family. There's going to be fallout, just like in the 1990s. Innocent young Black men and young Black women and innocent Black men are going to get caught up into it, and women. They're going to get caught up into it. That's what happened when you have these blunt force sweeps. But at the end of the day, you know, and it's a horrible situation, and I don't condone it. But, you know, there are a lot of Black people who do. You see, they want to see this go away. And if I was living in somewhere like Memphis, when you have that extreme situation where you got young men walking around the neighborhood with switches and weapons and so on and so forth, it has to end. People don't feel safe. So, you know, this is what we're dealing with. But again, you got to get rid of the crime before you can actually start rehabilitating the community. You got to get rid of the crime. There is those two things can't coexist. You can't try to retrain people at the same time crime is rampant in the community. You can try, but it's going to be offsetting. So this is what we're dealing with. But anyway, let's check out some more videos. I'll be right back.
They called Memphis the city of the straight bullet and homegrown criminals. Now the FBI is either already there or on the way with a task force. But they're not just after the shooters. In 2023, Memphis had 349 homicides. Now it's being called the homicide capital of America per capita. FBI Director Kash Patel just deployed a federal task force, but let's be real, this isn't about support, it's a warning shot. Comment watching Memphis if you've seen this building. Share if your city feels like it's next, and follow if you're done waiting and ready to move. I was born and raised in Memphis, and if you're from here, you can feel the shift before it makes the news. The violence, that's real, but the corruption has always been deeper. After Tyree Nichols was murdered in 2023, the DOJ launched a federal investigation, and what they found wasn't shocking, just confirming what we have already lived: excessive force, unlawful stops, targeted harassment, and mostly against Black residents. But let me tell you something from experience. Whether I come back home to Memphis, wherever I lived, be it Dallas, be it Savannah, be it Florida, be it Atlanta, if I was to forget my my security code to my mom's security system. Here they come, showing up. They know I have different state tags. They're not Tennessee tags. They love to harass you, especially if you're black. And that's a given, and that's the norm. But you stand your ground, you say what you say, come with receipts, and they'll leave you alone. Well, that was my experience. But now, the feds are back. And if you ever had a record or ever been system touched, you already know what that means. This isn't about justice. It's about control. And Memphis have seen this before. In the 2000s, they call it Operation Tennessee Waltz. They swept up politicians, local officials, and made examples out of everybody. Now we're watching the next version unfold. Comment watching Memphis. Share if your city is showing signs. Link in bio if you're building your exit before they force it for you.
People really miss peace once it's gone. I really hope more people speak out like she is. Play the clip.
Some of y'all might get mad at me. And at this point, I don't give a damn. I'm not into politics. I'm not into all of that extra stuff that people be losing their life over. I ain't into all that. We human. Whatever. But I will say thank you to Trump for bringing these National Guards and doing what they doing down here in Memphis right now. You know, for the first time in 5 years. Wow. I've been in my home for 5 years. Wow. And for the first time, my kids have been able to play in the backyard and be able to do it comfortably. Amen. I haven't heard a gunshot in 2 weeks. I haven't seen strange people walk up and down the street. Just a few weeks ago, I had somebody walk on the side of my house. None of that action's going on. I haven't seen no young YNs at the stove posted. I haven't seen an infinity fly past me in weeks. I'm sitting on my porch right now, and I'm watching kids outside playing. Amen. People outside walking with their kids, stuff I ain't never seen before living in my neighborhood. Amen. But all because we feel safe in this environment, unfortunately, because of the things that are happening here in the city. I hate it had to be this way, but I'm happy. Thank you, Lord Jesus. I'm happy. Honestly, I truly feel that this is just a band-aid to the problem. I don't think this is going to completely fix everything. But to have a moment of peace. Amen. Just thank you, Jesus.
These are the voices that matter. Like I said many times before, talk to the residents and people who actually live in these areas. Trump might not be perfect and you may not like him, but he gets it. All people deserve to live in peace and not have to live in fear and hide in crime, which is a foundation of people being able to move in an upward position. The key now is to see if these people will stop voting for the same people that keep their cities and areas crime-ridden and vote for new people that will actually keep this thing going, keep the ball going and moving in the right direction. Shout out to this lady, and I hope more continue to speak out. As I say it many times, stop listening to media, especially legacy media, that is lying, and these white liberal protesters and these black KK collective groupthink talking heads that say that it's unsafe for what Trump is doing. These people are happy and cleaning up the cities. So let's continue to make Memphis great again. Anyway, for more mean tweet commentary, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And find me on Facebook and X, it's CraigLong45. And I'm on Instagram as official CraigLong45.
I don't even know where to start. I just know a lot of people are asking me how I feel about Trump sending the National Guard to Memphis. So let's get it. Isn't this sad? Like, I did my own research and I saw this one video stating that a boy, he was uncomfortable going outside. The past 2 weeks since the National Guard has been activated, he has felt safe enough to go outside and play. I don't understand what else could be more heartbreaking than that. I don't really like how people are like, oh, well, the Reds and the Blues. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think we need to focus on the problem. People can't even go outside and play in their backyard because they're scared of getting shot. Does that not sink into you? Like, that's freaking sad. In my opinion, I can't really say much because in Charlotte, North Carolina, the same thing is about to happen. The same thing. If they keep it up with all these shooting and stuff, he's going to send them right there too. Everyone on call. That's just what he's going to do. And it's sad because I honestly want to say I wish this would have happened sooner, because I feel like if it would have stopped sooner, then maybe we wouldn't be where we're at today. But at the end of the day, neither here nor there. I don't know. My opinion, I mean, hey, if it's working, it's working. I mean, less people are dying, less people are getting shot, people are feeling more comfortable to be able to go outside. So I just hate it, because at that point, not only is he implementing the military, but is he going to continue to do that through the trajectory of his term? And then after that, is he going to make it a law? I got so many questions that people can't answer, and that's fine. But I'm like, thumbs up if it's working, thumbs down if it's not, you know?
Donald Trump brought the National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, first of all, I do want to say Donald Trump has done everything that I voted for him to do. Oh, get mad, get mad. He is. I think he is the hardest working president we have ever had. You know what I mean? I've never seen, like, I always thought, like, what does the president do? Turn on YouTube. You're watching them at work every day. And as far as him trying to clean up the hood, because he's tired of hearing and seeing on the news people being unalived at alarming rates, carjackings going on, people having home invasions, people can't even let their kids go out and play, you know what I mean, without worrying about something happening to them. If he decides to go and do something about it and use his powers to do something about it, have at it. What, y'all mad at him? And as far as Chicago trying to stop him, the mayor, oh, well, he's violating rights. What rights is he violating? Is he violating the criminals' rights to unalive everybody? Is that what the more I listen to liberals, the smaller my brain gets. I tell you, man, it's ridiculous. I seen a woman, right? She did an interview and she was talking about how good it feels for her kid to go out and play and for her not to have to worry about anything happening to her kid because the National Guard is there. And somebody had the nerve to say something negative about her and say that, oh, well, she's being a Republican bootlicker. I'm hearing about fatigue, but I'm telling you, your boy is getting fatigued now. The audacity for a woman to want her kid to go out and play without worrying about something happening to her kid because some YNs are out here acting crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta redo and restructure our whole mindset. If the government's trying to clean up, remember that Tupac song? Again, dear Mr. President, tell us what to do. They acting up in the hood, send more troops. Guess who's doing it? Trump. So get mad if you want. And shout out again to the government, the governor of Tennessee for not standing in his way. I think he needs to do, and people are, oh, well, he worried about, everything that's happening in other countries. He's not worried about our own country. It looks like he's worried about it, and he's trying to stop the crime. So shout out to him. Hey, Trump, I don't care what they say. Your boy is rocking with you 100%. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Y'all, I'm down here in Memphis, and I see a lot of posts going on with all the law enforcement being down here in Memphis. And to be honest, y'all, I love it. I haven't heard any gunshots in about 3 weeks. I haven't seen no YNs, to be honest, in a few weeks. It's good. It's good right now. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm a big Trump supporter, and a lot of y'all ain't gonna like that. I understand it is what it is. We ain't gonna be on the same accord. But only thing I gotta say about this is that how long y'all gonna be here? How long y'all gonna stay? Because one thing I know about Memphis, man, they have some finessing ass people down here. So if y'all plan on leaving, because the YNs are put up, they know what they doing. Like the people that's doing crime, they know what they doing. They sitting back, relaxing, waiting on all this shit to die down for all y'all to leave. The government, the sheriff department, the undercover agents, FBI, they waiting on y'all to leave. Because once y'all leave, this shit gonna be like once we left Afghanistan. This shit all hell gonna break loose. And Memphis is gonna be right back where it was. So my thing is this, Trump, how long you gonna be down here? To be honest, I'd rather you stay. You know what I'm saying? And I had big plans on leaving and moving out of Memphis because the crime is just way too bad, man. But I might stay. I might not. But at the same time, yeah, that's the only question I see nobody asking. How long y'all gonna be here? Because I'm good. I'm legit all the way. I work, pay my bills, pay my taxes, come home. I ain't got no problem with no sheriff, no undercover, no state troopers, no military being down here. So yeah, my thing is keep me here. I hope y'all keep me here.
Not they over here treating the damn National Guard like celebrities. Look at this shit. Oh, look at this. These niggas supposed to be working. Ain't y'all supposed to be securing shit? The fuck? It's the military police taking pictures. This is what your tax dollars are paying for, y'all. They not serving and protecting. Crazy. How you doing? Who that in the bag? Who that in the bag? Okay.
When the sis in Memphis says she's grateful because the last 2 weeks it's been quiet, it's been peaceful, her kids have been able to play, and y'all have a problem with that, it's becoming real clear who the enemy is. When you put your politics above the safety of black women and black children, you have completely lost the plot. And the mayor of Memphis is a black man. He's been in office since January 2024. He's had a year and 9 or 10 months to do what Trump did in 2 weeks. One brother from Memphis said they rounded up 16 convicted murderers. Like, what? And how often do black women say, part of the reason we're not soft, we're not feminine, is because we always have to have our guard up. We don't feel secure. We don't feel safe. And here's this black woman saying for this 2 weeks, she and her children have been able to function in peace. And y'all are mad at her. Y'all are the enemy. Y'all are the enemy. When the
ain't gonna lie, bro, these police so fucking hot. Bro, it's 3 of these niggas on one fucking car. Bro, hold on. Let me put my seatbelt on. I ain't even drive yet. But let me go ahead and let me 10 and 2 my shit. Let me start recording.
All I want to say is, Trump, you're doing your big thing, man. We got the kids back outside on their bikes. The lawnmower's back going, the dog's back barking. Memphis is looking real good out here, man. Hey, man, you did your big one, man. Appreciate you for helping cleaning up Memphis. Hey, MPD, well, I don't even know what to say about y'all. I done walked to the store. Y'all got me a bag of ice. I ain't walked to the store in about 20 years. You ain't got to worry about no pow, pow, pow. You ain't got to worry about no ducking. You ain't got to worry about them fins doing all that old shit. Man, it's beautiful. I'm talking about the traffic back going. I'm talking about the kids back outside. Hey, make Memphis great again, goddammit. Hey, it's a good thing, man. I love when the plan come together. Hey, Tag Force, keep doing what you're doing. Hey, Trump, y'all keep doing what you're doing. National Guard, y'all keep doing what you're doing. Hey.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think it's true time.
All I want to say is, Trump, you're doing your big thing, man. We got the kids back outside.
I was against pretty much everything that was coming towards Memphis. I was against his National Guard.
We got the kids back outside on their bikes. The lawnmower's back going, the dog's back barking. Memphis is looking real good out here, man.
I was against this shit, bro. And then I seen the numbers after the first week of rounding up niggas.
Hey, man, you did your big one, man. Appreciate you for helping cleaning up Memphis.
These folks then got 16 convicted murderers off the streets in 1 week.
Hey, MPD, well, I don't even know what to say about y'all.
Black people, sorry. I can't wholeheartedly say they doing a bad thing now that I just seen the numbers.
I done walked to the store. Y'all got me a bag of ice. I ain't walked to the store in about 20 years. You ain't got to worry about no pow, pow, pow. You ain't got to worry about no duck.
And I'm a real Memphis nigga. I love my city. Once again, nigga, this where I'm at. As I wait on the motherfucking bus.
You ain't got to worry about them fins doing all that old shit.
I'm in the heart of this shit. I love this shit. But I would be lying if I ain't just read them numbers and say, damn, that's a good thing.
Man, it's beautiful.
You can't hear me in this video, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. I went to Beale Street Friday night, October 10th, the first day of the deployment of the National Guard. Wanted to see if they were going to be on Beale Street patrolling. They weren't, but the FBI was there. We saw 4 FBI agents, and then we also saw the Tennessee Alcohol and Beverage Commission patrolling on Beale Street. So this is what it looks like in Memphis with the Memphis Safe Task Force here.
When I tell you, Memphis is a totally different place right now. For real. I did not know that President Trump was sending them guys down there. And when I say it's police everywhere. For real though. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I ain't never seen Memphis like this before. Cause I go down there and drop off a load at the hospital. You know, you see your normal scragglies, whatever, you know what I mean. Hospital, I don't know why hospital's always a place where they won't hang out at, but it is what it is. But traffic was different. Police is on every corner. I'm like, yo, I'm thinking that they was gonna send them guys to Chicago. Yeah, I know, see, I don't go to Chicago, so I wouldn't know that anyway. But boy, Memphis. Boy, I know they people's like, yes, crime is slowed down. I mean, it look like a totally different city right now. The vibes are different. I don't know, I guess it's just me, man, but Memphis changing for the good, y'all. As they should. The people need that, though. The people need to stop all this riffraff and all this craziness these young kids got going on, man. Scared to leave your house, scared to go to the grocery store, scared to go to the gas station. One time I wouldn't even go to certain gas stations if I see too many of them out there. For real, I keep it pushing. I wouldn't give a damn if I'm about to run out of gas. I'm going to keep it pushing. So right now, it's a totally different breed down there right now, boy. I mean, I'm talking about the whole boatload is down there. Police everywhere, boy. You know what I'm saying? So I know the people like, yo, we needed this. And I agree with them. I agree with the people. They do need that. They need peace and love.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Dennis Spurling podcast. I'm here in the backyard, and I'm on my lawn legacy this morning. And you know, I know you all are used to seeing me with my suit on and my you know, at my normal workstation, but you know, it's the morning and I'm enjoying my backyard here, sipping my coffee. Make sure you go get some Coffee King coffee. That's my brand. And so if you have an opportunity to make sure you look up Coffee King International. We'll be back up and rolling, working with Amazon in the very near future. But I want to talk to you all, so make sure you check that out. But I want to talk to you all about something very serious, having to do with my prediction on where Donald Trump and his federal law enforcement crime crackdown is going. So, and I've been watching the effects of DC. You know, as you all know, DC has a home rule which allows the United States president to take over DC law enforcement, whatever at some point, whenever he determines. And he did that early in the administration. Just prior to that, they were dealing with carjackings, robberies, crime was up. DC is over the past several decades has had a lot of issues. Now, D.C. has its own mayor, a black woman, a very competent woman. Nevertheless, the crime problem is something that has been a problem. And here is the capital city of the most important country on the earth, most powerful nation on the earth, and it's crime-ridden. So when we have hosts coming in from out of town, or when we're hosting people from out of town, foreign dignitaries, etc., they have homelessness they have to deal with. They see criminal activity. Again, carjackings are an issue. So now here we are in the wake of the National Guard and the police force, and life in D.C., according to many of the people in D.C., is much better related to crime. I mean, you can't even enjoy these major cities because of all the crime that exists. And so now people who may not have even voted for Donald Trump, and I'm talking about black people, are coming out saying, hey, we liked what has happened. We appreciate what President Trump has done. Even if you didn't vote for President Trump, we appreciate the fact that, crime is down. We don't have to be afraid of carjackings. Yeah, some toes were stepped on. Yeah, the D.C. mayor probably didn't want it, but at some point she came along. And so you have black people who are applauding the efforts. Now, of course, we don't like the fact that, we perceive that some constitutional rights were violated, right? But crime is down. And that's the way the typical American sees it in D.C., so that blight has been taken care of, so to speak. That blight on our national pride is over with at this point. Now, Trump moved on to Memphis, Tennessee, which had a horrible problem with crime, just like many of the other cities. But the difference between Memphis and places like Illinois and California is that Tennessee is we'll call it Republican state. And although Memphis, Tennessee also has a black mayor, a brother, black man, it's the governor that makes a determination as to whether or not the National Guard can be called in. He has to make a request, or he or she would make a request to the President of the United States, and the President would then send in the National Guard. And so, irrespective of what a local mayor wants, if the governor says call in the National Guard, then they will. And so that's what you see happen in Memphis, Tennessee. And again, the people in Memphis, Tennessee, black people specifically, people most affected by black crime, because crime is typically a proximity occurrence, they're applauding the efforts of Donald Trump. They're happy. They're happy that their children can play in the backyard. They're happy that they can walk down the street. They're happy. And there's no denying the results. And let me tell you something about the typical American. The winner, we believe in winning. And whether you like Donald Trump or not, if he won, and his winning helped black people win, i.e. they can enjoy their homes and their neighborhoods that we pay taxes for, and we can get these YNs out of here. Well, by gosh, let's go with it. And so that's why you see a lot of black people coming out saying, man, I didn't like the guy. I didn't like Donald Trump. I didn't like for him, and I didn't vote for him, but I appreciate these results. It's it's increasing my quality of life. I don't have to worry about, my infant child going to sleep to gunshots. I heard a brother say that, Another brother said, I haven't walked to the store in years, and I don't have to duck and dodge and walk to the store. I feel safe. It's black people in their own neighborhood in the South. So here's the thing I need you to understand. There are people in Chicago, black people, who live on O Block and the South Side, who want Donald Trump to bring the National Guard. I know Brandon Johnson, the mayor, and the governor say they don't, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that they have their own interests, and I don't want to dig too deep into that. I don't want to speculate as to why they don't want the crackdown, but I'll say this, part of it has to do with ego. You can't come in here and tell us what to do, Mr. President of the United States. Much of it is political, especially considering that the Illinois governor apparently is positioning himself to run as a presidential candidate, okay? But bottom line is there are black people in Chicago that want the National Guard to come in and clean up Chicago because it has been a national blight. It is an embarrassment to black people all around America, i.e. these YNs running loose and unaliving people and committing all sorts of mayhem and crime. Now, the question we need to ask ourselves is, knowing that we know who our president is, whether you voted for him or not, whether you support him or not, obviously the president will find a way to get done what he plans to get done. Now, it was easier to use the National Guard in D.C. because they have the home rule, which gives him direct authority to do it. Tennessee, i.e. Memphis, their governor gave him permission to bring the National Guard into Tennessee. So that's another way to do it. So the question is, how does he solve the problem of bringing federal troops, federal National Guards, into D.C.? Now, they already experimented with just flooding Chicago with federal agents, ICE agents, under the auspices of looking for illegal immigrants, okay? But the illegal immigrants in Chicago are not the source of the gang problem. The source of the gang problem in Chicago and other cities like Los Angeles and some other Democrat-run cities are the black gangs. And the black gangs are comprised of largely black Americans, mostly foundational black Americans, but also in places like Los Angeles, you have a large Belizean contingent, black people from Belize, which is a country in Central America, beautiful country. Shout out to the Belizeans. But they are not only gang banging, but they're also selling dope. And that is something that is rampant throughout the United States. Since the 1980s, gangs got into the drug game. Matter of fact, the Colombian, Peruvian, South American, and even Mexican drug cartels began to use the local black gangs to distribute their illicit product. There's a gentleman, you all probably know him, his name is Freeway Rick Ross, and Ricky Ross, and he used to live over probably like a mile away from where I grew up under the Harbor Freeway, and I'm from Los Angeles, California, for you all who don't know, born and raised in Los Angeles, California, and I grew up right off of Slauson and Vermont. Graduated from Manual Arts High School way back in the 1990s. So I was in the thick of it. So these names floated around the community. I grew up with these YNs. You understand? Before they were called YNs, they were called gangsters, whatever. But what I'm trying to explain to you is they're going to find a way to get the National Guard in. The federal agents under ICE are supposed to target illegal immigrants. Okay, so that really doesn't give you an avenue to go after these black gangs. These black gangs are American citizens. Okay, all right, so what else can we do? Well, can we federalize? How do we get the federal agents in? And so what I'm telling you all is going to end up happening, and I want you all to listen to me very carefully. What they're going to do is they're going to link the international drug cartel which has already been designated by the Trump organization as an international terrorist organization. And because of that, now they are taking an extraordinary step of using the United States military to conduct missile strikes on boats in international water. In other words, these drug boats that are coming off of Venezuela, and they even got one in the Pacific, they're bombing these boats. It's extraordinary. And when I say extraordinary, I mean it in a sense of an attorney speaking. This is extraordinary. This is unheard of. This is clearly, or at least for the past 40 or 50 years, this has been a law enforcement issue, but now it's become a military issue. So you go from civilian to military as far as jurisdiction, which is extraordinary. And they literally are using missile strikes to unalive people in boats. It's not like the Coast Guard pulled up along them and searched the boat and found these people in possession of, illegal narcotics, XYZ. No, they said, we have determined, based on our surveillance, that you are transporting illegal narcotics from this country, which in its eventual destination is the United States of America. Or, that's their conclusion. And the reason I say it's a conclusion, because there's also people in Europe who consume these illegal narcotics, and you never know. This particular boatload of dope might have been meant to go to London somewhere, but the United States, no, we're not going to take the chance. We're just going to send a missile and blow up your little ship. So, with the people on it, okay? And so that is extraordinary. And so if they're going to take those steps, that's a huge stand. That to me is tantamount to a war crime. You recently saw the brother who was in charge of the Caribbean fleet. I'm just going to call it Caribbean. He retired. He said, look, I'm out of here. He was not going to be the fall guy. I've gone to great lengths to discuss black Americans, specifically Letitia James, Fonnie Willis, allowing themselves to be used as to do the dirty work for certain political parties. And this brother, just promoted to the position, said, nah, you're not going to get me. And the brother, I don't know the brother's name, but he retired. I'll try to find a clip on that and throw it in there. But no, the brother retired, because to me, when I look at it, these look like war crimes. So if you ever want to take a trip overseas and you don't want Interpol running you down because you got a warrant out for your arrest from the UN judiciary, then you probably better chill. So that's why he retired. But sliding back into the conversation, I can foresee them linking, and I just use that point to kind of illustrate the extent that they're going. I can see them, and when I say them, I'm talking about the current administration issuing some sort of order or directive to federal law enforcement, basically proclaiming domestic street gangs. And I'm talking about Bloods, Brims, Pyrus, Crips, any derivative thereof, any whatever it is that you might be. I can see them, whether we're talking about vice lords, gangster disciples, even Latin kings, basically having these organizations linked to these drug cartels out of Mexico, etc. And that being the case, because they're all part of that same organization, it would just be considered a different arm. Then that gives the president permission to swoop down into Chicago and begin to, with the National Guard or with these federal agents, swarm Chicago and basically just conduct hundreds, if not thousands, of arrests based on the fact that these black street gangs, and I'm not just talking about Chicago, I'm talking about Los Angeles and anywhere you have black street gangs who've been running rampant, to use federal law enforcement to come in and arrest thousands of people based on their affiliation with the drug game. And it's not far-fetched. And I know there are probably going to be some lawyers looking at this, but here's what you ought to understand. I predicted way back in November, once Donald Trump was elected, that all of these immigration laws are going to be out the window. Okay, I said, look, due process. Are you kidding me? Anybody who has practiced law in administrative court, and I had the displeasure of practicing law in administrative court. My first case, this was down in New Orleans. I had a guy who was involved in a car accident, and he was a cop. He was on duty. He was responding, I believe they called it a murder. He was responding to a call for service over in the Callio projects, and he was following another squad car, and apparently there was a guy on his way to the hospital who happened to be a medical doctor, and he saw the first cop go by. He thought, okay, that's clear, and then he went out into the road, into the street, and hit my client, who was a police officer. Then he tried to file a claim against my guy, but the truth is the doctor was at fault, so I ended up in, they tried to fire my guy, you know. And the thing about having an employee of the city, they have special rights, okay? And so we end up having a hearing in administrative court. And let me tell you something. They don't teach that in law school, okay? You are just in there winging it. And I recall they have a due process, but not really. You see what I mean? And that's anybody who's practiced law in administrative court understands exactly what I'm talking about. And so when you're dealing with something like when you're dealing with immigration law, that's administrative court. Now, of course, there are some things that fall over into the typical civil litigation and criminal prosecution. But administrative court, those people can do pretty much anything they want to do. Matter of fact, the judges aren't even called judges. They're really administrators. They administrate the law. Whatever law that's what they do. They're not even real judges. So that's why Trump could come in and say, we want you to dismiss all these cases. The so-called judges are now bound by their bosses under the Justice Department to dismiss all the cases. And so what happens? ICE is now in the hallway. Hey, your case has been dismissed. You don't have a hearing pending. We're rounding you up and we're sending you home. Okay? And so that's how that has been working. And I was telling my friends who practice immigration law, that is, whatever law you think is in place right now to protect your clients, that's a wrap. I told them this a month ago. They no, that's against the law. I'm like, baby, you don't understand. You clearly don't understand where you are. You are in the United States of America, not the United States of Mexico or the United States of consistency. We're in the United States of what benefits us right now. And so based on that, and also considering the fact that the conservatives have what is tantamount to a supermajority in the Supreme Court, I'm absolutely certain that Donald Trump and his administration and the think tanks that they have up there will be willing to test something that allows them to declare these black gangs as criminal terrorist organizations associated with these international criminal terrorist organizations and use that as cover to go ahead and invade cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, name them, Miami, name the rest of them, Dallas. Well, you don't even need to do Dallas, but places like Seattle, San Diego, all throughout Los Angeles, California, Nevada, Arizona, anywhere where they have some pushback coming from these Democrats, New York City. You got gang issues. I know in New York they got gang issues, but Philly, anywhere where dope is being sold, anywhere where you have domestic gangs, basically being extensions and arms of the drug cartel, that sort of directive would give them cover to come, at least legally. And again, as I sit here in this dirty T-shirt in my backyard, sipping my coffee, King International coffee. If I can think this up, what do you think is coming next? I want you to understand what happened in the 1990s, okay? There were a lot of black people who were praising these 3 strike rules. There were a lot of black people, preachers, pastors, same thing you see right now. In Memphis and DC, you got a lot of black people saying, yeah, we appreciate what you're doing, President. We appreciate, yeah, you know, because see, before that, if you did a crime, you got out. But after Joe Biden's 1994 crime bill, which turned into the 1995 law, signed into law by Bill Clinton, that's when the 3 strikes rule propped up. So now you got a person with a felony, whether it's something small, insignificant, you got 2 of those. Next thing you get the 3rd one, you're going to jail for life, 25 to life. Okay? So, you know, and what did they say? Well, they say black people supported it. And so that's what you see happening right now. You see black people supporting the mass incarceration of these YNs. Shout out to all the YNs. All you YNs who are listening, you better listen to your Uncle D. It's time to become a digital nomad or you find some other line of work, because that YN activity is going to land you in a body bag or in some sort of federal detention camp. And these boys are not playing. They are playing for keeps. They are not playing at this point. Because, see, we are not living in the 1990s in the wake of the civil rights movement when black people had all this moral authority, where we had marched. No, that ain't where we at. The world knew our story at this point. We were able to rewrite our story, you know, from being a bunch of ignorant people who on plantations who were just, you know, bringing down America to the 1960s, where they saw us stand up in the 1970s and they saw all this black greatness, and it had been building from, the Great Awakening that happened in Harlem, the Harlem Renaissance. And so people saw that cabal of intelligentsia and thoughtfulness and education and so we were able to build on that. And so by the 1990s, they were willing to give us the benefit of the doubt. But at this point, because of the denigration and, of the perception of what blackness is in the media, to the point where you now have white people who co-opted the term black fatigue, which meant something totally different, related to black people, being tired of having to deal with, a society that constantly is filled with microaggressions and racism, et cetera, et cetera. Black fatigue is now white people tired of black people activities, and it's the stuff they see that's popped up, the twerking on tables, the YN activity, the afraid to go downtown to the inner cities or whatnot. White people have now co-opted that. So now you have a different environment. You see, over the past 30 or 40 years, the mass media has helped tremendously to undermine the image of black people. And see, the thing about it is, when you want to have clear cover to attack a group of people, you strip them of their humanity. Okay? What do I mean by stripping them of their humanity? Well, I'll give you an example. They didn't call Native Americans these noble people. Back when we were conquering the West, we called them savages. Okay? They definitely didn't call the Afghanistani people who were in the Taliban and all those different territories, they didn't call them freedom fighters, they called them insurgents. You see? We don't call people coming to this country without permission illegal immigrants. We don't call them migrants. Some people do, but no, we call them illegal immigrants. They call them, as President Trump called them, he called them grapists and unalivers. Okay? That's what he called them. And so that's what you see happening with black people. You see it happening right now, man. And it's going to be a poor day. So let me tell you something, man. We are always on the menu okay? And I've gone a long way to talk about how Africans and Caribbeans and Latin Americans and all these folk, you've always, Asians, even Indians, you folk have always had these negative things to say about black Americans, but you haven't been through what we've been through. You haven't seen what we've seen. You don't have our history. You don't have our genetic legacy. You don't have the understanding passed down. I know what country I live in. I can love the United States of America. I can love my country and appreciate all that it has done for me, my family, and my extended family and my people. But then also chastise it for the horrors that is perpetuated on my people and other people. I can do that. Hell, even white people are not safe in this country, especially the Irish and the Italians and the Polish. When they first came to this country, they had to deal with discrimination, racism, and targeting by law enforcement. But back to us and today. You YNs better get up. You better get a job. I'm gonna tell you now. This is a different environment. There's little to no tolerance. Anytime you can watch for the past year or so, families being separated, children being snatched away, people being locked in cages who are sick and ill and die. What that means is there's no public sentiment associated with punishing people who have committed crimes. And let me just be honest with you, okay? Coming to this country illegal, yeah, it's a crime, but it's not carjacking, it's not dope dealing, it's not selling dope, it's not unaliving people, it's not any of that. And again, you know, I said earlier, crime is a proximity thing. You commit crimes against the people that live next to you. So the 90-something% murder rate in the black community, the vast majority of that on an annual basis is black people killing other black people. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Typically, it's not criminals killing innocent people. Oftentimes, the people who are being unalived by these other people are also criminals themselves. Now, as a law-abiding citizen, as a black man, I typically don't have a problem with criminals killing other criminals because of the criminal dealings that they have with each other. And see, that's one thing that a lot of white folk, what about the black-on-black crime rate? You mean criminals killing criminals? Why would I, as a law-abiding citizen, have a problem with criminals killing criminals? Did the Italians have a problem with mafia members killing other mafia members? When the Irish were at war with each other back in the 1800s or 1700s, when they actually 1800s, when they first came here in New York, those gangs of New York, there's a movie out about that. I didn't have a problem with that. Criminals killing criminals, okay? It is a blight on the black community. We don't like to see it, and of course there's some promise in those young men, but if they want to throw their life away and unalive each other, well, you know, that's their choice. It's America. I know that's harsh, but it's true. You can't stop people from, you know, free will. Exercise your free will. The problem that I have is, and the problem that most law-abiding black Americans, citizens have, and the problem that most brothers and sisters who got out of that crime life and got out of that degenerate life have with you YNs, is that we get caught up in it. You're the reason why there's this perception of black people as not being law-abiding, even though the vast majority of us are law-abiding, hard-working folk who want to just take care of our families and live the highest quality of life possible and live the dream that our ancestors died and fought for. That's what we want to educate our children, you know, take a little 2-week vacation every couple years, enjoy our lives, enjoy our wives, enjoy our family members, etc. But you all make it hard for us. And so because of that, most of us really don't care. We don't care. When I say we don't care if Trump sends in the National Guards and locks you up. We don't care. See, a lot of you YNs and a lot of you criminal types, the drug dealers, you are able to exist in this country because the law and the legal system prevents hardworking, law-abiding citizens from taking action against you. We know where you are, but we don't want to risk our lives trying to get rid of you. But if the government is going to step in and do it, why would we stop them? And largely, the people who are protesting against it, like your Brandon Johnsons and all these other politicians and whatnot, it's just the role that they have to play. It's performative, largely. It's ego tripping. But the average everyday citizen who has to walk down these streets and worry about their daughters being attacked and their sons being attacked and their property being stolen, their lives being threatened, we don't care about the folk coming in wiping y'all out. I know that's harsh to say, but see, this is not a black thing. You see? This is a law-abiding thing. I have to play by the rules, but you get to break the rules. They tell me my gun rights are restricted, but because you don't abide by the law, you do whatever the heck you want to do. We're tired of that. So if Trump is going to send in the National Guard and declare you all terrorists, well, you are terrorists. You're terrorizing the city. You've been terrorizing these neighborhoods and communities at least since the 1980s. That's been almost 50 years. At what point do we go ahead and draw the line and say, yeah, go ahead and get them? We did it already in 1995. What makes you think we won't do it in 2025 and all Trump has to do is issue a directive and designate these black gangs, Crips, Bloods, Vice Lords, Gangster Disciples? Y'all know them. I want you all in the comments section to name all the names. It's a different time period. People are tired of you all. You can't go downtown. You can't do any shopping without seeing these gangsters and criminals and thugs and whatnot. That's not what people work hard for. We would rather get rid of you and start again than keep trying to deal with you and risk our lives. That's what's going on right now. That's where we are. It's the harsh America that we live in. Black is your skin tone, your melanin does not automatically make you my brother or sister. We are not aligned. Did you see? You see how these foundational black Americans are delineating? That means separating themselves from the Caribbeans and the Africans. What does that tell you about us? Color don't mean you my brother. We're tired. We're tired of the reputation that we have to share with you. And we're tired of your activities. And you've been warned and warned. I don't want to hear, oh, I didn't have a father in my home. It's a lot of people didn't have fathers in their home. There's plenty of war veterans who died and their children were raised by mothers and extended family. We're tired of it. And I'm talking directly to black people. I'm talking to the YNs. I'm talking to you. I want you to hear what I'm at. All you preachers and pastors, oh, yeah, we don't condone what Trump is doing. So you condone what these YNs are doing out here? That's what you like? Well, you can't have one or the other. You don't like the ailment, but now you're complaining about the solution. You complaining about the cure. You know? This is where we are today. So, fellas, you rappers, you gangster rappers, so-called, and I think we can pretty much all agree that rap music is pretty much done with. All that snitching and telling they're doing on themselves. Nevertheless, all of you all are part of that criminal conspiracy. That's the other thing. They did a test run with that, with the RICO cases, where they are bringing criminal actions against people for rap albums and the so-called confessions that they make. So, you know, it's all, they're going to fill these prisons up one way or the other. And they are going to get your black bodies in these prisons. You hear me? I want you young black men to listen to me, and women too. They are going to get so the houses, the money, the cars that you barely can hold on to anyway, all of that is subject to being seized too. So there's no profit. So, you know, I say all that to say the streets are dead. And unless you want to be dead right along with it, you all need to go find some other occupation. That YN activity is going to come to a screeching halt. And again, some of you are like, no, Trump would never do that. Do you really believe Trump won't do it. How many times have we said he'll never do that? That's illegal. And then the Supreme Court come right along and put the stamp of approval on it. Right? You see all the stuff this man is doing? I don't really think you all believe fat meat is greasy. I don't think you all, I mean, look, you know, again, it's extraordinary. Some may say it's illegal. But you'd be surprised what can be made legal in the United States when there's necessity. Because remember, sometime at one point, slavery, which is a highly immoral act, right? And I say immoral loosely because slavery is actually sanctioned in the Bible, okay? So when we talk about morality, you know, we typically rely on the Bible. And if the Bible says it's legal and actually discusses slavery openly, then is it really immoral? That's what's cold. Like, I'm just saying, you know, so, you know, as you know, as you know, you can kind of rationalize anything. This is where these people are coming from. So, you know, let's make, you know, so you can literally rationalize anything, family. And so what I suggest you YNs do, man, give it up. Give it up. It's over. You'll be lucky to see the inside of a prison. You see, these people are gonna start shipping you all off. You'll be lucky. You're gonna end up in a body bag somewhere for a long time. You'll never get a chance to redeem yourself. You'll never get a chance to see the streets again if you get a terrorist charge and end up doing 30, 40, 50 years. You'll be an old man. This won't be the first time they've locked up black bodies for convenience. It won't be, you see? So, you know, don't get caught up into this wave. Don't get caught up into this experiment because, again, let me say it again. Black people generally at this particular point, no, we're not supporting that activity. We're not. We're not. It's too much. I'm just saying, family, it's too much. And as somebody who saw so many young black men taken down by other young black men growing up in South Central Los Angeles, you know, and having sons myself who I don't want to get caught up. I don't want them getting caught up in that, meaning that, you know, it's more likely than not, it's not going to be some white racist cop who hurts my children. It's going to be another young black man that could be my son. And that's unfortunate to say. But, you know, it is what it is. Of the 5,000 some odd black people who are unalived every year, about nearly or 4,500 of those are black people. The number of white folk, the number of cops who unalive black people every year is about 900. Okay? And again, many of those people are involved in criminal activity. Nevertheless, you're more likely than not to get unalived by another black person than you are a cop. So, you know, I'm worried about my own son, so we can get rid of you and get rid of that threat. Oh, well. I'm worried about myself. It's over. And you YNs need to understand that it's over. Nobody feels sorry for you. We don't want to hear the sob stories anymore. Too bad. So sad. You're going to jail or you're going to end up in a body bag. And this administration, you know, whatever rights you think you have, once you get declared a extension or a participant in the sale of drugs, you know, which is coming from these international terrorist organizations, i.e., you know, these Mexican drug cartels, whatever. It's a wrap. All you did was sell a couple of dime bags. All you did, you know, you pushing a little methylene. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to make a few dollars, and now your ass is is somewhere in Leavenworth for 50 years. Give it up. That's my take on it. That's prediction. I can see it coming. And again, if I'm sitting back here in my backyard enjoying my day, and I can figure this out, don't you think those brilliant people up in Chicago, those brilliant people in D.C. trying to figure out the Chicago problem, don't you think they're thinking of these same things? So it's not too far-fetched. But anyway, I look forward to reading your comments. I can't wait to hear the people say, "Oh no, this will never happen." I'm looking forward to reading that. Shout out to everybody who's Contribute to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. As you know, when I do this back here, I just like to let it flow. And so I will definitely give you a shout out the next time I go live from my main studio. But God bless you all. I wish you well. And look, the things I tell you are from a place of love. I'm talking to you as your Uncle D. I don't want to see any of you get hurt. But I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you that if I knew there's a storm coming and I didn't tell you about it. At least now you got a little time to get yourself together. You see, you got a time to begin to change your activities, at least do some deep soul searching, because whatever issues that you have, the minute the federal government gets hold of you, the issues are going to be amplified. Something to think about. This is Uncle D. I love you all. Love you all, and as I always said this time, I'm out. What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D.
People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. D's black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. And let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't Pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, vote and earn. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you've been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.